What's going on, folks? And thank you for tuning in with me to another edition of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost, and I hope you like the new digs. This is episode number 727, episode number 727 for all the folks that are keeping track of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And before we get into anything else, I'd like to ask everybody to please spread this show across the internets and throughout the world. And let everybody let them all know that the True Capitalist Radio broadcast is in effect and in the house. Once again, episode 727. It is November 25th, 2024. By God, do we have a lot to talk about, folks. Anyway, it is Thanksgiving week, and the family is actually coming in. It's actually trickling in slowly but surely here this evening. So I'm going to go ahead and do this True Capitalist Radio broadcast and probably do a ghost show on Thursday, which is Thanksgiving night. So just FYI out there, they're just asking if that's happening. All right, it's happening. Anyway, we already got some Rumble rants. Belligerent Brian, GhostPolitical takes don't have a foot to stand on. Here's a foot fetish freak, by the way, who's always tweeting at me all kinds of foot fetish crap. Yeah, thanks a lot, Belligerent Brian. Anyway, let's go ahead and get right into it. I want to say thank you to everybody who's listening to the broadcast. We are in some serious times, and you're going to get the straight political dope from yours truly, all right? No matter what. No matter what. Now, before we get into anything political, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the finances, so to speak. And what's up to Devious Dave? He said that Chris Chan got his girlfriend pregnant, huh? Hey, what's your excuse? You know what I'm saying? Everybody out there who's an incel that are saying, I can't find anybody. This is a trans-testicle, incel, fat-in-the-ass, beefy-titted freak that has found a girlfriend. So lo and behold. And lazy dude, I'm not answering if well, first of all, it's not my grandson, you idiot. It's my nephew that is, well, I don't want to talk about that here. Let's go ahead and talk about the markets here. All right. Dow Jones Industrial, as a matter of fact, all the markets are in a phase of uncertainty because we really, truly do not know what Trump is going to do when it comes to his economic situation. So right now, you're having the kind of a helter-skelter type of a situation going on with investors in every market, including commodities and crypto. Yeah, whatever, Belligerent Brian, with that Rumble rant. Anyway, let's go ahead and get with the Dow. The Dow Jones Industrial today was up 0.99%, closing out the Dow at 44,736.57 points. For the Dow Jones Industrial, we also got the S&P 500. It is up modestly 0.30%. S&P 500 closing out at 5,987.37 points for the S&P 500. We've got the NASDAQ. It is also up modestly 0.27% on the day, closing out the NASDAQ at 19,054.84 points for the NASDAQ composite. We've got gold here, as a matter of fact, leveling off. Like I said, lots of uncertainty going on. We certainly do not know what the true economic policy is for the next administration. So we're going to talk about that, and this person that's right here, that is the new Treasury Secretary, we're going to be talking about them here in the next few minutes once we transition, no pun intended, from the finance into the domestic and political talk. With that being said, gold right now is up modestly 0.35%. Right now, gold price is at $2,627.70 per troy ounce of gold. And take a look at oil. Didn't I tell you all several weeks ago that the Saudis were going to up their oil production in order to punish their OPEC partners who are actually cheating the system? They're cheating the OPEC system. So as a result, the Saudis are overflooding the market with oil in order to punish those that are in the OPEC circle that don't agree with the rules. So that's why you have, as I predicted, oil right now at...
I'd buy that for $1.
And with Haywood to liver cirrhosis and beyond. Well, we know you're a pretty hardcore drinker, Haywood. It's not something you really want to brag about, especially that ailment right there. Anyway, once again, gold right now, oil. Oil is actually down modestly, 0.06%. WTI sweet crude price of oil is $68.88 per barrel of WTI sweet crude oil. And hold on, Belligerent Brian, did you see the UK government posted a petition calling for another election immediately? Well, good luck with that one, all right? Anyway, thank you very much, Belligerent Brian. Anyway, once again, that is pretty much the markets out here. A lot of uncertainty in every single market. I just want to let everybody know that I am still cautious. I think that everybody trying to continue to try to shave off whatever percentages of profit on mega cap and large cap are going to find themselves holding their prick in their hand one day, and that day is rapidly approaching, if you want my opinion. But as far as I'm concerned, small caps right now is where you want to park your money. I'm not talking about I'm certainly not suggesting that you put most of your portfolio in equities. I think that you should have a lot of it in cash, in my personal opinion. And all you got to do is take a look at what Warren Buffett is doing. And this is a man who made himself a billionaire, one of the richest men in the world, exclusively on trading equities. All right, so when he is hoarding cash to the tune of $300 billion, I think people should heed that particular precedent. And Kitz doesn't flip. Thoughts on Diddy comparing himself to Trump during his trial? Well, thank you for the Rumble Rant, Kitz doesn't flip. I am not surprised because him and Donald Trump had been very close for many years going back to the 90s. So, I mean, I'm not surprised, but, let's not talk about that now. Let's talk a little bit about cryptocurrency because, once again, topsy-turvy markets in every market, and that's not including just stocks and commodities, also cryptocurrency. Now, you had a lot of people out here hyped about Bitcoin potentially hitting 100K. That didn't happen. And if you want my personal opinion, I just don't see that happening. And if it does, I don't see it staying there for that long. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at crypto right now. Okay, Bitcoin right now is at $93,554.78 per Bitcoin. Now, I did tell you guys about a couple of months ago to find a bottom at this crypto price here, and everybody thought I was making some gay reference like a bunch of sick-ass, demented, glory hole serving trolls. But I hope many of you, put yourself in a position where you were able to take advantage of this rise in crypto. Now, why are we having this major rise in crypto? Because Trump has said a lot of rhetoric in favor of crypto. And I don't know, folks, did y'all see that X space on Twitter that he gave specifically about crypto? It sounded like he did not know what he was talking about. So when you take that interview and you take into consideration what many people in the crypto world believe is going to happen, this is why you're having this very massive overspeculation in cryptocurrency. Now, as I stated in the last show, I personally believe if they're going to do anything as relating to the legality of crypto,
I'd buy that for $1.
and thank you, Not That Weird. I'll get you here in a second, all right? We are going over the markets, and I'll get you when we transition, no pun intended, from the markets to the domestic news and stuff, all right? But anyway, as I was stating, folks, all right, we don't know what Trump is going to do. Everybody that he's now put on board, as far as the Commerce Secretary and including the Treasury Secretary, have a centralized view when it comes to incorporating crypto into the legalities of the system of our financial system. I mean, right now, it's operating at like kind of a quasi-legitimate operation. And the only way that you can conduct crypto business in this country is if you have a brokerage that is, got all the papers, that file under the SEC, all that. They are the only exclusive parties in America where you can buy cryptocurrency. So, I mean, it's kind of a loosely typed market. It's not official, and this is really why you have a lot of people over speculating in the crypto market, because they believe that Trump's administration is going to redefine what crypto is. But as I was stating, every one of the folks that are a part of the financial portion of the cabinet in the Trump administration have talked about centralization of cryptocurrency. That's why I've told each and every one of you to take a look at XRP, which is Ripple, and take a look at how much it's gone up here in the past 7 days, 26.77%.
I'd buy that for $1.
And thank you, Jatario. I'll get to yours in just a second, man, right after I get through the markets. Cheers to you. And Cardano is another, cryptocurrency that I was even informing the True Capitalist Radio member chat. Now, I suggested to those that were in the True Capitalist Radio member chat, and they absolutely know. I said, look, check out Cardano. It was at 30 cents, 29 cents, 30 cents. All right. And I said, entertain a position here. It's going to pop. And why? Because, first of all, I knew that crypto was going to go up by default because the Federal Reserve was going to continue to raise rates. So as a result, that right there was going to increase the price of crypto. Secondly, now that Trump is in office and he has talked very favorably to crypto, you have a lot of folks that are within the crypto market that are very over speculative on what the hell he's going to do. Now, Cardano, believe it or not, the man that created it, is actually in the ear. He's in the inner circle of Donald Trump's administration in order for him to suggest what new policy should be. And if you've taken a look at who this guy is, he's actually given an olive branch to XRP. You could tell that Cardano and XRP are probably going to be the two cryptocurrencies. I wouldn't necessarily call them a cryptocurrency, but they're a private ledger that are going to be probably the standard. All right. It's not going to be Bitcoin, in my opinion. All right. I think it's going to become the standard when it comes to cryptocurrency and its legality on a federal level in the United States of America. So I'm just saying, all right? I mean, the folks in True Capitalist Radio chat are heel kicking because they got in at 30 cents. Many of them they bought thousands of Cardano. It went as high as $1.20 the other day. All right, some of them, sold off half their position. Some of them are selling. Some of them are keeping. It's up to every individual. But as I stated, the reason I suggested Cardano a couple of months ago was because the person that is in charge or that created that coin is in the ear of Donald Trump, and he's probably going to be the one helping craft crypto. Trump won Ghost Line Marine. All right, you idiot. All right. And you bought a song? Well, thank you for buying a song, I guess. All right. Or you bought a beer. I thought you bought a song. Sorry about that. By the way, GhostPolitics Records on my YouTube channel. Take a look at my YouTube channel. We got new artists coming out. All right. Now that Diddy is out of the question, he's locked up. It's time for GhostPolitics to come in and take over the record scene out here. All right. Become the next Birdman. So take a look at my YouTube channel. GhostPolitics is the YouTube channel. All right, with that being said, all right, let's go ahead and take a look at all the Buy Me a Coffees that we got in here. Thank you for everybody who is listening to the broadcast, and thank you for the folks that are hooking it up with Buy Me a Coffee. And if you'd like a message read right now, all you got to do is go to buymeacoffee.com/GhostPolitics, and I'll read whatever it is that you're going to say right now live on the broadcast, no matter what streaming platform you're listening me to. We're streaming all over the place, by the way. Haywood to cirrhosis and beyond. Let's not talk that way, Haywood, all right? And X, not that weird RA1. I'm honestly not surprised that Trump fucked over most of his supporters. I mean, what the fuck do these people expect? Well, I'm glad that you brought that up there, not that weird RA1. I'm going to discuss that here in just a second because I'm telling you, these people are now in the stage of denial. At first, when Trump was elected, they were like, yay, spaghetti, yay, you're seething, you're coping, you're seething. Now, look who's coping and seething now, huh? Look who's having buyer's remorse now. But let me not get ahead of myself. Anyway, thank you once again, not that weird RA1. And Jatario, thanks for another much-needed TCR. To say the future is unknown is an understatement. Who knows what clown show we're in for? No kidding. And whoever the hell donated this, you're a piece of crap. All right, you're a piece of crap. Anyway, now that we've gotten the markets out of the question, let's go ahead and go into some domestic news, all right? Now, I'm not going to go right into the Trump stuff, all right? Let's talk about some things here, because lest we forget, now that we're going into a new Trump administration, I don't think it's out of the question that there may be some kind of a new pandemic out here. And guess what? All right, some of the financial people are ringing the bells out here. Take a look at this. Curb your debts to prepare for the next pandemic, Rajan tells U.S. All right? High public debt can't be left to fester in the U.S. as it peers into a world that is prone to more pandemics than ever before, former Reserve Bank of India Governor Raghuram Rajan. So they're already letting us know that there could be a pandemic, right? Now, lest we forget that we got locked down during Trump's administration because of something called COVID-19. Because of something called COVID-19. Now, they locked us down. They made us wear face diapers for I don't know how many, like 2 years. They forced us to get inoculations, which were experimental injections, which many people are, I don't know, they're having side effects and, you know, all kinds of adverse reactions, all because of COVID-19. And did you hear about COVID-19 here recently? Did you hear about this? Take a look at this. I'm not joking around. Take a look at this. COVID-19 infections may actually shrink cancerous tumors. What? What the fuck are you talking about? I thought COVID-19 was the most dangerous thing that you could get. I thought COVID-19 was going to kill you and kill Granny. No. All of a sudden, the study finds that it actually shrinks cancerous tumors. What kind of a fucking cloud world do we live in, huh? So anyway, just FYI, since we're entering into the new Trump administration, don't be surprised if we have another pandemic. All right? Not even joking. I mean, we shut down the fucking country over this COVID-19, and lo and behold, it could shrink your fucking tumor. It could shrink your tumor. Unbelievable. Anyway, look, I thought I'd give that a little bit of a whirl. I thought that would be something of gallows humor, all right, to those out there that kind of understand what I'm going to there. Anyway, with that being said, let's go ahead and talk about MAGA, huh? Let's talk about MAGA, because right now, everybody is coping in MAGA. At first, when Trump was elected, everybody was out there, oh, look, they're seething. Look, we're making them screech. Look, we're triggering them. Yeah, we won. Yay, we won. Yeah. Now everybody's thinking twice. You should see everybody out there that's on my Twitter feed right now. All right, whenever I highlight the fact that, hey, look at what your boy Trump's doing now. Look at what he's doing now. They don't want to talk about it now. It went from, yeah, Ghost, look at you. Yeah, we won. Look at you. You're coping. Yeah. To now I'm highlighting all the hypocrisy and all the contradictions that I highlighted throughout this whole goddamn election cycle. I said this was going to happen. And by God, am I surprised? Am I surprised that this happened? Absolutely not. But there are people that are surprised. And some of the people that helped him very, very closely are starting to get buyer's remorse. MAGA's buyer's remorse. You know who came out and finally said, you know what? I'm sorry I ever even fucking helped Trump. I'm sorry I even helped Trump, for Christ's sake. Dana White, the UFC boss. Take a look at this. UFC boss Dana White says he's done with disgusting politics after electing Trump.
I'd buy that for $1.
All right, are you kidding me? And hold on there, Haywood. I'll get to yours in just a second. Here's Dana White, who did above and beyond campaigning when it comes to promoting Trump. I mean, he paraded him at every goddamn UFC event, for Christ's sake. Him and his hangers-on. And now you've got, Dana White saying that he is done with politics. He's done with it.
I'd
quote,
buy that for $1.
Ghost joined the Diddy... All right, just shut up. He says, I'm never fucking doing this again. All right? He says it's disgusting, it's filthy, and as a result, buyer's remorse from MAGA. Buyer's remorse from MAGA. And you know what? I don't blame him, boy. I don't blame him. All right? I don't blame them for having buyer's remorse, because lo and behold, I mean, this is what the world is starting to think of us right now. This is the world right here. Take a look at this. Trump's America reminds us of Rome in decline. By God. By God, for Christ's sake. Anyway, let me get to some of these Rumble rants. Most people who died from COVID were either old as fuck or already terminally ill. That's according to Kits Does a Flip on Rumble. Mod Me Coward, when COVID kills you, the cancer does shrink. Okay, great. Red Eyes Black Dragon. Hey, Ghost, happy Monkeypox Monday. Real quick, what's your take on Alex Jones losing literally everything? Are you grave dancing when it comes to him? Well, not really. I don't think that he deserves to lose everything, especially in the context in which he lost it. But at the same time, he's kind of, went to the well too often when it came to really preposterous claims. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't think that he should be completely ruined off the air. I think that the judgment is way too excessive. But hey, it's the politics. That's politics. Politics ain't fair. Hopefully, Trump will throw him a bone now that Trump's in power, and Alex Jones literally lost everything to try to put him in there. But go ask that My Pillow guy how that worked out for him. Or why don't you go ask Rudolph Giuliani how that worked out for him? And excrement, that's the best you can do? What the hell does that mean? But anyway, this is what the world is thinking of old America at this point in time. It's Rome in decline, and, you really can't blame people for saying that. All you got to do is just take a look at the social landscape in America, and it'll tell you. And, once again, Trump, as I stated throughout this whole election cycle, Trump said nothing. Trump said nothing to you people. He promised nothing. He said nothing. All right? And all you people did was gravitate towards him like a cult of personality. And what's really unbelievable, aside from him, you people being a cult of personality, aside from that, you bought every piece of crap that he shitted out throughout this whole election cycle. All right? From Bibles to shoes to, everything you can imagine. And by the way, he's still selling. Did you hear his latest product for, I'm not fucking around, Trump unveils his limited edition American Eagle guitar. Oh, yeah, that's right. There it is. Probably made in China. The grift continues, all right? All right, the grift continues. It never fails. From NFTs to, you fucking name it. You name it. So I'm almost like, are people this stupid? Am I dumb? Am I not putting out enough crap out there? Are people actually this longing for some kind of, I don't know, attention? I don't know what it is. I don't get it. But that's the latest grift from Trump right there. All right. Now, speaking of Trump, even though I thought that he had a lot of political capital after winning by a landslide this election, and not only that, the trifecta, the Republicans won the House, the Senate, and the executive, you would think that Trump would use this political capital in order for him to, do something favorable for himself, for his campaign, for his administration. No. As I stated on the last broadcast, okay, he insisted on having this fucking sex trafficking piece of shit Matt Gaetz as Attorney General, top cop. And by God, didn't I say that we were going to take that motherfucker down and make sure that he is absolutely not the Attorney General. And by God, how did we do that? Well, first and foremost, I told you on the last show, I called my senator, Senator Cornyn, and I told him, hey, look, let's bring up that House ethics investigation into his improprieties of sex trafficking and banging some 17-year-old, and he did that, and that's what got this whole thing rolling, was John Cornyn, my senator, saying that we should be able to look, as far as the senators are concerned, be able to look at that investigation. And hey, not that weird RA, I'll get to you in just a second, man, but listen, once we got the ball rolling, that, hey, look, Matt Gaetz is a fucking sick, fucking sex trafficking piece of shit. His homeboy, Joel Greenberg, he's doing 11 years in prison for the exact same thing that Matt Gaetz is doing, or has done, or at least the investigation would lead that he's done. Now, as I stated, the Republicans, for whatever reason, were trying to protect this fucking sex abuser. Hey, I don't understand. This is what the GOP has turned into. You actually had people that were trying to protect this sexual predator and prevent the investigation by the House Ethics Committee from being released to the public. Well, lo and behold, somebody got a hold of these documents. I don't know why you would leave this shit in the cloud, but take a look at this. A hacker had gotten access to damaging Matt Gaetz files with testimony from a woman who was only 17 when they had sex. And you see, for whatever reason, Trump was insistent that he wanted this fucking sick piece of shit as the Attorney General. And you know, you actually had MAGA people, many of these people that are in these chat rooms right now, that were out there trying to promote this guy, trying to split hairs into suggesting that, well, look, he was never convicted, okay? He was never convicted, all right? Even though his homeboy, Joel Greenberg, which was his right-hand man, even though he went to prison for 11 years for doing the same damn thing. I mean, you actually had these people trying to split hairs for a fucking disgusting, despicable fucking sex trafficking, soulless human being like Matt Gaetz. And every one of you that tried to hold water for this guy, you should all be ashamed of yourselves. All right? You are not a conservative if you were trying to hold water for Matt Gaetz. You're a piece of shit. You're no different. You might as well have fucking went to the Jeffrey Epstein Island at this point in time, for Christ's sake. You're a piece of crap. And look at you. You impugned on your own values. You compromised on your own fucking moral system. For what? What did that give you? What did that get you? It got you nothing. It got you nothing. Hey, hold on, Anubis. The next thing I'm going to give out is an autographed banjo. Really funny. Five-finger prostate punch. Hey, I might have missed your message on TCR chat because I'm not verified yet, but talk about the TCR cards. Well, those are going out to every member that's a part of the TCR member chat. All right, you know, come on, man. Anubis, didn't you use to defend Brett Kavanaugh? Well, yeah, because this. All right, listen. I understand you're autistic. All right, Anubis. This is what fucking autistic people do. What does Brett Kavanaugh have anything to do with actually investigated claims and testimony from a 17-year-old girl? All right, and a homeboy of his that is in prison for 11 fucking years. How does that have anything to do with Brett fucking Kavanaugh and some dumb fucking cunt who came out of nowhere and claimed that one day when they were 17 years old or some shit, that, I don't know, fucking Brett Kavanaugh did just the tip or some shit? Give me a fucking break. Give me a break. All right, look, it was investigated by the Senate. All right, it was a bunch of shit. All right, Brett, the whole Brett Kavanaugh shit is a bunch of crap. All right, that if you believe that dumb cunt, who, by the way, who's, well, let's not get into this shit. That's the bad part about you, autist. If you're autistic, get the fuck out of my show right now. I'm tired of you fucking people. I hope, we got Pam Bondi that's going to be the goddamn Attorney General. I mean, maybe we do need red flag laws. All right, when it comes to people getting guns and shit. That's who's going to be the new Attorney General, by the way. Maybe we do need red flag laws in order to prevent fucking autistic losers from obtaining anything that could potentially harm the general public. Because as you can see, this is what these fucking autistic assholes do. I mean, they argue with you like they were arguing with their mom and shit. Yeah, but you got Billy this one time when I was out there, the Christmas, you bought that there. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Oh, you mean your entire listeners? Listen, if you're autistic, I think you're a piece of shit. All right? I think everybody knows that I don't give a shit about autistic people. You people are a fucking dread on society. All right? I mean, you people can perfectly play video games. You can operate a fucking computer system. You can be a manipulative little fucking piece of crap. But when it comes to actually doing something in relation of taking your own responsibility for your own fucking life, you conveniently can't do it. So, hey, if you're autistic, fuck you. All right? How do you like that shit, you fucking piece of shit? All right, and look at Tesla Cyberheart. Okay, bye then. Well, who gives a shit? Get out of here. Nobody asked you to be here, you autist, all right? Fucking idiot. All right, I'm not serving spaghetti here. All right, I'm not handing out chicken tendies, you stupid fucking losers. Jesus Christ. Anyway, Haywood, that dude is either an Indian mud. I'm not going to say that. All right, I'm not saying that, Haywood. I'm not saying that, Haywood. Anyway, Ghost joined the Diddy party. Hi, Ghost. Just do a Ghost show.
Buy that for $1.
Hey, cheers to Duke Orville with 10 beers, man. I'll get to you. And by the way, Duke Orville, making it rain on all you MAGA trolls that are sitting there with your prick in your hand, not knowing what the hell you fucking backed your whole goddamn soul about. Because, hey, guess what? I'm about to show you that Trump now has a liberal cabinet, thanks to all of you. A liberal cabinet, thanks to all of you. So keep molding, all right? Woo! Anyway, Ghost joined the Diddy party. Go fuck yourself, all right? Yeah, engineers better. Yeah, shut up, all right? Anyway, not that weird, RA1. We could have and should have addressed the economic issues of the United States way before this decline. If this isn't a wake-up call for America, then we deserve to fall. Hey, are you looking at these people in these chat rooms? I'm being broadcasted like 6 or 7 different streaming services. Take a look at these losers that are in the chat room, flapping their fat Cheeto-stained fingers on the keyboard, laughing at the decline of America. They're laughing at it. They're laughing at it. And Tesla Cyberheart, if you're an autist and if you take SSRIs, you're goddamn right you're not going to get a goddamn gun. All right? You're goddamn right. That's something that I agree with Trump on. You see, I'm not against Trump. I just want Trump to enact and sign the laws that are applicable to the GOP, that are applicable to saving America. All right? And if you're a fucking autist that, has a meltdown because your fucking mother won't buy you Little Caesars on Friday, you don't deserve a fucking gun. All right? Jesus fucking Christ. Anyway, Mr. Nguyen, hey there, G.I. Jane. My cousin, Mr. Kim Fuck, your black man, Johnny Somali, he has to go 7 more years possible. He'd die in Korean prison like Hanoi Hilton. Also, are you Republicans stupid? You vote Orange Man who voted Pedo Matthew. He extra gay now, you hear? Anyways, invest in Viet Bucks and go shoot for Pluto. All right, for Ho Chi Minh, World War III. Thank you, Mr. Nguyen. All right, I appreciate it. All right, but anyway, back to Matt Gaetz. When a hacker gained access to that secret testimony of that minor that he had sexual improprieties with, that's when all of a sudden it all caught up to him. It all caught up to Matt Gaetz and his so-called bad boy image. Right? Yeah, he thought he was very boisterous. He thought he was such a badass, right? He thought he was so cute. Well, take a look at him now. All right, take a look at him now, baby. You want to know what's happening? He's out. And not only is he out as the Attorney General, all right, he is out of politics. It's over. All right, noob down when it comes to Matt Gaetz. It's over. It's over for Matt Gaetz. Now, what is Matt Gaetz doing now? He doesn't know what to do. You know what he's doing now? Take a look at this. Matt Gaetz is now giving pep talks and holiday wishes on Cameo. Now, folks, this should show you the fact that Matt Gaetz was pushed aside and was shoved like a disposable piece of road trash out the goddamn cabinet door should show you that Trump is not in power. All right? This right here, Matt Gaetz not being nominated, not even being considered as Attorney General, should show each and every one of you folks that there's somebody else in charge. There's a vie for power when it comes to this Trump new administration. And whoever has the more authority, Trump is going to take the knee and bow down to whatever's the authority it is. I mean, this should show you. All you folks thought that, hey, Trump's going to come in, he's going to be able to do whatever he wants. This goes to show you that ain't the way it's going to go. That ain't the way it's going to go. Bye, Matt Gaetz. Go fucking get a Cameo from Matt Gaetz, by the way. $550 or some shit like that. Can you believe that? The fucking ego of this piece of shit. He actually thinks that people are going to pay $500 fucking some odd dollars so that this fucking moron can wish somebody a Merry Christmas. Hey, don't ever come back to politics, Matt Gaetz. You're a piece of shit. You're lucky you're not in jail. You're lucky you're not in jail with Joel Greenberg, your homeboy, but because you come from, political lineage, because his father was a big-time politician in Florida, And because he has attained some kind of political stature, nothing is going to happen to this piece of trash. All right? Nothing is going to happen to this piece of crap. So all of you people that tried to defend this asshole, you all have a tainted stain of, if you want my personal opinion, sexual predatorship all over you. All right? And by the way, we're headed into Thanksgiving. If one of your goddamn family members actually supported this piece of shit, you make them feel lower than a leprechaun's nutsack at that fucking Thanksgiving table. All right? You make them feel like a piece of pedo Woody Allen butt-loving shit at that goddamn Thanksgiving table. How dare you? How dare you support this fucking piece of fucking sex trafficking shit? But of course, everybody out there is going to pretend like they never did it. Huh? And by the way, take a look at them. They're seething right now in the damn chat rooms. Look at them. They're seething and they're coping. They don't know what to do because they're moping. Fucking morons. Anyway, Trump, after Matt Gaetz bowed down, all right, Trump came out and said the following. And I'm not joking around. It seems like Musk is his daddy. Musk is his daddy now. Did you hear about this? Trump team warns Republicans to support cabinet pits or face primary funded by Musk. And dude, Elon Musk, what the fuck is your fucking problem, dude? I mean, these fucking people are playing you like some kind of a fucking money monkey, for heaven's sake. The fuck is your fucking problem? This is your ultimatum to the Republicans there? Huh, Trump? Huh? That the primary is going to be funded by Musk? What the hell is that supposed to mean? What the hell is that supposed to mean? It means that the PayPal Mafia, which I've always said was in charge of Trump, is asserting their vulgar display of power on him by forcing him to go out there like a dumb jerk-off and say this kind of crap. And guess what the Republicans are going to do? They're going to say, fuck you, is what they're going to do, all right? Thank God there are adults in the room over there at the Republican Party. Thank God. Because I'm telling you right now, we need some adults in the room in the Senate to stop some of these damn picks that are out of order. That are completely out of order. Now, since Musk is now Trump's daddy, all right, and everybody in Maga knows this now, Maga started having a shit fit about 5 days ago because Elon Musk was going to meet the Soroses. Take a look at this. Elon Musk plans to meet rival billionaire, sends social media into a frenzy. Don't meet the devil. And hey, not that weird RA. I'll get to you in just a second, man. Once again, everybody in MAGA is having second thoughts. Everything Trump is doing is completely against what people voted for or what they thought they were voting for. I tried to tell you, morons. I was trying to tell you that he wasn't saying anything and that there was not much difference between Trump and Kamala Harris. I kept saying it, and of course you idiots, anesthetized, demoralized with a cult of personality, you didn't want to see it. You didn't want to see it. I mean, lo and behold, in 2016, George Soros was the fucking king of darkness when it came to being the antithesis of Trump. Everybody on MAGA was, disgusted. Soros was the enemy. And now you've got Elon Musk, who has basically got his hand up Trump's ass. He's now meeting with the Soroses. Now, this is a very interesting scenario because he met with the Soroses, and then not too long after that, he made his Treasury Secretary pick. But let's not get ahead of ourselves, all right? Let's not get ahead of ourselves because we got to undo the curtain behind Trump's liberal cabinet. Take a look at this. Behind the curtain, Trump's liberal cabinet. Remember, you got to vote Trump. You know, the Democrats and those progressives and damn those people and, trans people in women's sports and transgenders in bathrooms. Oh, yeah? Have you taken a look at who the fuck he's nominated for these damn cabinet positions? If you did, you wouldn't be out here saying, yeah, MAGA. You wouldn't be saying that. Because you, in essence, if you're going to continue with this MAGA shit, you're contradicting what it is that you thought you were voting for. All right? And by doing so, you're doing nothing more than submitting to what is the enemy. And that's why I wasn't for Trump this election cycle, because I wasn't compromising my values. I wasn't compromising my conservatism. I wasn't compromising my fiscal conservatism. I wasn't compromising any of that shit. You people obviously are less valuable than a fucking $2.50 whore. Then that's your fucking problem. I don't. I have values, for fuck's sake. You people don't. You want to go protect a sex trafficker to be the top cop of the fucking goddamn United States of America. Anyway, once again, behind Trump's liberal closet. All right, now before we get to the liberal closet, let me get to some of these buy me a coffees here, and let me acknowledge them. Cheers to Duke Orville with the 10 beers. Good evening, Ghost. I've got a rack of ribs and a six-pack for the Ravens and Chargers game tonight. Cheers. You're damn right. As a matter of fact, I think I might have a viewing of that in the True Capitalist Radio member chat right after this broadcast. I may stream that, all right? So cheers to Duke Orville. Once again, making it rain on these trolls, baby. Cheers to Duke Orville. And hold on, five-finger prostate punch. So invest in anything Soros-backed? Well, you got to figure that out for yourself, man, all right? And Anubis, holding traitorous rhinos accountable? What are you talking about, Anubis? Well, look, hold your autistic ass there for a second, Anubis. Let me get through these damn buy me a coffees, and you're about to get very disappointed because obviously you're ill-informed and you probably have the IQ of a carrot. But Froppy, does this mean the inner circle is going to be emptied soon? Whatever the hell that means. And then we got Not That Weird RA1. The fact that Catboy Incel booger-eating Nick Fuentes and GhostPolitics, who gets harassed by virgin man boys, have more common sense about Trump than the average American tells me that we shouldn't treat the United States government with respect. Well, try to tell that with these try to tell that to these people, man. Try to tell that to these people. And trolling the interwebs, maybe if California spends 21 more days counting votes, Kamala could pull ahead. Real funny. Exelon, nice background, by the way. Way better than the last one. The last one had too much pink. Well, thanks a lot. I appreciate it, all right? Anyway, once again, behind the curtain of Trump's liberal cabinet. Now, who's liberal? I mean, what's so liberal about Trump's cabinet, right? Well, let's take a look at the top 15 picks. Put the PC shot on, all right? Trump's administration takes shape. President-elect completes top 15 cabinet picks, all right? Now, the first one is RFK Jr., Secretary of Health and Human Services. Like I said, I will give him credit for talking up during that whole COVID nonsense. I give him credit, Rand Paul credit, and Ron DeSantis credit. Without their outspoken opposition, I think that we would still be under that ridiculous nightmare called COVID-19. Now, with that being said, he's a Kennedy, and he's got a lot of weird stuff in his background. I talked about it on the last show. I don't want to bring it back up, but this guy likes to bang his help. He allegedly sexually assaulted one of his babysitters or nannies or something. He likes to eat roadkill. He decapitated a whale. He left a dead bear carcass in Central Park. This guy eats barbecue fried dog. I mean, a whole bunch of weird stuff. So I don't know how to feel right now about RFK Jr. I really don't know how to feel about him. But, I mean, if you hear what he used to feel about Maga, it makes you want to look at him with a jaundiced eye. You know what I'm saying? Did y'all see this? I tweeted this. And, of course, whenever I tweet something in contradiction of what people believe, they don't want to believe it, and they think that I'm just some piece of crap Democrat piece of trash or something. When, in actuality, all I'm doing is telling the damn truth. Now, put the PC shot on. Here is RFK Jr. trashing MAGA, trashing all the supporters who follow MAGA. Take a listen to this. This is RFK Jr. here.
You know, one of the things that you write so beautifully, and your stuff is so fun to read, but you write about Trump. Quote, the way that you build a truly vicious nationalist movement is to wed a relatively small core of belligerent idiots to a much larger group of opportunists and spineless fellow travelers whose primary function is to turn a blind eye to things. We may not have that many outright Nazis in America, but we have plenty of cowards and bootlickers. And once those fleshy dominoes start tumbling into the Trump camp, the game is up. When you talk about
There it
fleshy
is.
dominoes, Christian.
There it is right there. That's what he meant. And, I'm not too sure if I disagree with him. I mean, because he's kind of accurately describing most of the people that voted for Trump because they don't know why they voted for him. I mean, the reasons that they think that they voted for him, just his mere cabinet picks contradicts all that shit. Let's hear that again. All right, let's hear that again.
One of the things that you write so beautifully, and your stuff is so fun to read, but you write about Trump. Quote, the way that you build a truly vicious nationalist movement is to wed a relatively small core of belligerent idiots to a much larger group of opportunists and spineless fellow travelers whose primary function is to turn a blind eye to things. We may not have that many outright Nazis in America, but we have plenty of cowards and bootlickers, and once those fleshy dominoes start tumbling into the Trump camp, the game is up. When you talk about fleshy dominoes...
And look, of course, many of you people are so demoralized. You're like, oh my God, that's AI, Ghost. But you're so fucking stupid that you're not even paying attention to the news cycle. Fucking RFK came out and apologized for that shit, you morons. All right? So once again... proven to be nothing but a bunch of demoralized, belligerent bootlickers, just like RFK Jr. said in that little fucking audio piece. Take a look at this. RFK Jr. apologizes for comparing Trump to Hitler and calling his supporters cowards and outright Nazis, all right? So all you people that were flapping your fat Dorito-stained fingers on the keyboard, talking bullshit about how this was AI and shit, everybody take note of who the hell did that. Because these are the people that voted mindlessly and don't even keep up with current events. They don't even keep up with current events, and these people should have their fucking voting rights stripped from them for being so fucking pathetically stupid. All right? So there it is right there. There it is right there. And fuck you, belligerent Brian. There it is right there. So once again, going back to none other than the cabinet in which this person is going to be a part of. All right, let's get to the fucking cabinet here. Let's get back to this. Sorry about that, folks. I just had to fucking prove these dumbasses wrong.
I'd buy that.
I had to prove these dumbasses wrong, and look at them. They feel stupid now. Look at them. Look at. I'm loving this. I am so loving this. It's just great, dude. I'm not even joking around. I put the PC shot on. What the fuck is this shit? VTuber fan, I don't really get into politics. Well, my name says it. VTubers, anime, and geeky stuff is my field, and that's where I can correct you in chat. But Ghost, this RFK being unloyal shit, he said in the past he can't change his mind. Listen, I can't stand you fucking people sitting here saying, oh, you can't change his mind. It's one thing to change your mind on a policy, on an individual policy. You can't just reverse yourself. All right, when you are in complete opposition to something, and what MAGA represents, it represents a whole movement. All right, it represents individuals, and if you aren't down with the mindless bullshit that these people have espoused, well, then how the fuck are magically you're going to change your mind within a span of a year? Because that was actually taken a year and a half ago. That fucking interview. That was taken a year and a half ago. So give me a break. And not to mention, I'm not reading all this shit for $5, VTuber fan. Give me a fucking break. And I'm not reading all this shit either. The Fed theory would kind of make sense. Or maybe I'm not trolling when I say maybe you're starting with dementia. All right, thank you, VTuber fan. Thank you for the fucking $10 and all this stupid, mindless, fucking dumb bullshit that I'm not going to fucking read. You stupid, dumb fucking tard. All right? Maybe you should stop fanning your nuts to VTubers, and maybe you should start reading the news, you fucking stupid, autistic, chicken dendy, choking son of a bitch. Anyway, we got the base department. People change. Here we go again. People change. Their political views change. That's bullshit. If you believe that, then you don't stand for a goddamn thing. Listen, have policies changed from my perspective? Sure. All right? I have stayed a conservative ever since I started this broadcast. All right? I have been consistent with all my conservative values. I have been consistent with what I've stood on. I've been consistent. I haven't just turned liberal like many of you fucking assholes claim that I am just because I'm not down with your cult of personality. The whole reason why I wasn't for Trump this election cycle because he wasn't a goddamn conservative. He wasn't a conservative. And he wasn't anything with any kind of Republican values, for heaven's sake. And fuck you, Tesla cyber fucking slut. All right, thank you for the $2, you piece of shit. People can change. You could go from Bernie Sanders liberal and all of a sudden turn into a hardcore capitalist. Fuck bullshit. Bull fucking shit. Anyway, Paste, how is RFK coming around to Trump slowly any different than you going from worshiping Trump to hating him? Well, listen, back in 2016, he was an outsider coming into the realm of politics. And he actually had policy that he was advocating. He wasn't advocating a goddamn thing in 2024. He advocated a whole bunch of shit in 2016. I mean, renegotiating of the trade deals, I've never heard any candidate suggest that. Never. I mean, eliminating ourselves from being so beholden to international institutions like the UN. I mean, I was all for that shit. Unfortunately, COVID came. Unfortunately, he did a lot of bad shit that goes against the very fabric of our country. And because people are stupid enough and dumb enough to go along with it, hence COVID, this is why I wasn't down with him. Now that he's in power, I hope that the Republicans that now have control of the Congress can weigh him down to size, and put him in his place. Because he has no loyalist. That's what I keep telling you people. He has no loyalist. And moreover, he has no policy. So we're at the whim. That's why I'm telling you, there's not even the people that are trading in the stock market know what the hell's going to happen. All right, and fuck you, Jack is okay. I never said that. That's your cope. All you people that are like, oh, you're a Democrat. That's your cope because you know you've been played. All right? And I hope that sticks in your craw because that goes to show you how stupid you are. And let me tell you, I hope that you were public about how staunch you were for Trump and how, he hates trannies and he hates this and he hates that. I hope that everybody looks at you with a fucking jaundiced eye and laughs at how stupid you were. All right? How fucking stupid you were. Anyway, look, we talked about RFK, all right, being the Secretary of Health and Human Services. Who's next? I'll take a look at this. Lori Chavez DeRemer. Lori Chavez DeRemer, Labor Secretary. Now, who is this bitch? Who the hell is Lori Chavez DeRemer? Who the fuck is that broad? Well, folks, I mean, she is a pro-labor fucking advocate. Take a look at this. Absolutely not. Conservative media fumes after Trump nominates pro-union Oregon for labor secretary. Oh, are you kidding me? Huh? How do you like them apples, huh? Yeah, pro-union. That's something that was a tenet, a part of the Republican Party. Not. All right, not. Give me a fucking break. Hey, wait a minute. We got Animus, and he wasn't conservative in 2016. What are you talking about? Of course he was. I mean, you don't want to think that, Animus. At least that's what he was pretending to be. Animus, I get it. You're an autistic fat loser that, if you don't get Domino's pizza on Saturday, you start punching yourself in the head. I get it, all right? But look, I'm showing you that your boy, all right, Trump, he was Democrat in disguise. All right, Democrat in disguise. Look at this, pro-labor union, pro-union labor secretary right here. How do you like them apples? Oh. I mean, he might as well put Cesar Chavez, his offspring. This, as a matter of fact, somebody do a goddamn fucking 21 or 23andMe on this bitch. Is she Cesar Chavez's fucking offspring or some shit? Is this Cesar Chavez? Jesus Christ. And look at who we got here as the Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent. Now, look, I'll be honest with you, all right? I'm not too sure how to look at this. All right, I really don't know how to look at this because he is a billionaire. He doesn't know his shit. But at the same time, he was George Soros' assistant. I'm not fucking joking around. I am not joking around. And aside from him being George Soros' assistant, he was a Democratic donor his whole fucking goddamn life. All right? A Democratic donor his whole fucking life. Oh. Welcome to the Trump liberal candidate, huh? Maga! Woo! Oh my God. You know it. You know it. You know that you've been played. Get out my face. All right. Democrat donor his whole fucking life. All right. This is who the Treasury Secretary is. And oh yeah, for all you people that were out there like, I don't like transgender. I don't like gay marriage. I don't like gay marriage. I don't like gay people, doing their thing and shit. Well, take a look at this. Aside from him being, I'm talking Scott Bessent, aside from him being George Soros' former assistant, and aside from him being a Democrat donor his whole life, take a look at this. Trump's secretary's partner, who he shares 2 children with. Aw, look, how brave of Trump. How brave of Trump. As a matter of fact, here's him and his partner. This is the new Treasury Secretary to the left. And to the right, this is a partner that he lives with to the right. They do have a house that they're going to put up for sale now because now that he's Treasury Secretary, he can't live in a little pink Barbie house. All right, so he's got to live somewhere, comparable to a billionaire. And here he is with one of his children. So, I mean, how brave, huh? This is the new MAGA right now, huh? This is the new MAGA, all right? You're coping and seething. You can't believe what you're seeing, huh? Oh, this is great, dude. Oh, this is so great. I am so glad that you people are seething. You're trying to split hairs and trying to explain this. There's no splitting hairs. You all got played, baby, all right? Just admit it. You're idiots. You don't know shit from Shinola when it comes to politics. You people are morons. And I told you throughout this whole goddamn election cycle, I told you that there was no fucking difference between Trump and Kamala. The only difference was tax nuances and Trump's simping for fucking Putin. That was it. That was it. And I'm proving to all you fucking magatards that what I said throughout the whole 2024 election cycle is absolutely accurate. Is absolutely accurate. So here you go. This is the new Treasury Secretary and his husband and their child. All right, so there you go. All right. Look at them in the chat room, man. They're trying to fucking explain their shit. All right. These were the same people. They're like, yeah, we don't want drag queens reading to kindergartners, and we don't want gays to be married, and we don't want gays to have children, and we don't want. Look at y'all now. Look at y'all now trying to justify this shit because your boy, fucking Donald Trump, is down with this crap. Oh, this is great, dude. Thank you all for the comedy. Thank you all for the perpetual gag reel that your hypocrisy, your contradictions, and your ignorance is bestowed upon me. It is fucking great. It is great. Oh my God! Look at they're pissed. They're pissed in the chat room. Yeah, you shouldn't be pissed at me. You know what you should do? I'll tell you what you should do right now, all right? Get your fat ass up off your goddamn chair right now, all right? Get up! Get up off your fat ass right now! And I want you to go to your nearest mirror right now, all right? Go to your nearest mirror, and I want you to look at yourself and your beady eyes and that stack of dimes you call a neck. And I want you to know that it was you that caused all this shit. You that propagated all this shit, all right? And if you feel bad about it, if you feel like you've been betrayed, if you feel like you've been had, then what you need to do is look at yourself in the mirror, look at yourself in your fucking stupid, dumb, beady eyes, and spit in your face! Spit in your goddamn face! Spit in your fucking stupid, ignorant face! And that's from me to you, you fucking pieces of ignorant shit, all right? That's from me to you! Oh, man, this is great. This is great. Look at Tesla Cyberheart. Have you considered that Soros wasn't the Prince of Darkness you assumed he was? Well, apparently Trump and Elon Musk don't think so, Oh, God. This is great, man. Look at all these people fucking pissed off. You should be pissed off, all right? All you Trump people, you've got egg on your face and gay eggs on top of that, all right? All you people went out there, and I know that's what you did. You went out there and you voted Trump because you were against the identity politics thing. You were against what the Democrats were promoting, and you were tired of it. Take a look at it now. Enjoy it. Take a whiff of it. Smell it. Smell it. And it smells like a dirty carnival urinal. That's what it smells like. All right? It smells like butt crack. That's what it smells like. All right? Oh, this is great. This is great. Anyway, we got Jack is okay. Pipe down, Francis. You're going to get a knock on your door from your landlord. Yeah, fuck you, asshole. All right? Anyway, sorry. Look, I don't mean to go, overboard when it comes to this this new Secretary of Treasury, but come on, Maine, is all I got to say when it comes to you people that were out there celebrating as if Trump was the right-wing god or some shit. Give me a damn break. And look, who else does he have? Who else is in Trump's administration? All right, who else do we have here? What other? We got Marco Rubio, Little Marco. And to be honest with you, I actually like Little Marco because Little Marco actually knows what he's talking about when it comes to foreign policy. All right? He is actually for NATO. He's actually for a big military presence in the world. He's also publicly supported Israel's war against Hamas. He's also against China and not favorable to Russia. So I don't have any problem with Marco Rubio. And by the way, what did I tell you on one of the couple of last shows that I've done? I said Trump has no loyalty. He has no loyalty. He thinks he has loyalty. He has none. And once
that for $1.
And once these people like Marco Rubio take their positions of power, they're not going to be doing whatever the hell Trump says. They're going to be doing whatever they feel they're going to do. It happened in 2016. Remember the first Chief of Staff, Reince Priebus, didn't do shit that Donald Trump wanted. Remember the first Attorney General, Jeff Sessions, went in complete opposition and testified against Donald Trump, for Christ's sake. It's going to be the same shit. It's going to be the same shit here, although I am for Marco Rubio. I think he is very well versed when it comes to foreign policy. Very well versed. All right, put the PC shot on. We've got, who else do we got? Oh, yeah, people can't change. You know who used to say change a lot? Barack Obama. Barack Obama. And didn't I compare this election cycle from Trump in 2024? It looked eerily similar to the Democrats in 2008 with Obama. Because Obama didn't promise a goddamn thing. All he did say was change, baby, change. That's all he said. That's all he said. Now y'all are eating craw, and y'all deserve it, all right? And Haywood, I'm not saying this. This is derogatory. People do change. Back in the Barack Obama days, I went for... All right, I'm not going to say that. And hold on. I'll let fucking... What is this? Hold on. What is this? Just a reminder, since you won't read with TTS, we will resolve this in the Ghost Show, but real quick, you went from full Republican loyalist to a conservative to a capitalist to a now softcore centrist in the span of 2 years. What the fuck are you talking about, man? I've been this way throughout my whole goddamn broadcasting internet career. What are you fucking talking about, man? I mean, I've been very consistent. As a matter of fact, on the Ghost Show, somebody through the Internet Archive found some shit that I posted back in 07 and 08 that sounds the exact same rhetoric that I've been promoting today. I don't know what the fuck you people talking about. Anyway, thank you. Whatever. All right. Thank you, VTuber fan. And what is this? Tretchman, a handy guide to the Ghost community chats I made for everyone back. Well, first and foremost, all right, this is not a fucking Ghost Show, Tretchman. All right? I know you're a fucking trolly little fuck, and, you think you're all cute and shit, all right? But give me a fucking break. What is this? What is this shit? All right, guys, the Ghost Community chat, yeah, TCR chat, yeah, the Inner Circle chat, yeah, the Thunderdome, crabs. All right, Jesus Christ, this is my fucking, this is who voted for Trump, by the way, these fucking losers, all right? Jesus Christ. Can we get back to, once again, the cabinet of Trump, please? Jesus, hell. Anyway, once again, I have no problem with Marco Rubio, all right? No problem with Marco Rubio. Now, Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of Defense pick. Now, why is it that there's always some kind of sexual allegation or some kind of sexual investigation into a lot of these damn picks? I don't get it. But Pete Hegseth, who I really don't have a problem with, but the things that are coming out about this guy are not good. Aside from him having cringy 4chan pole-like tattoos on his body, like some tryhard, aside from that, he's had some pretty bad things come out now that, all of a sudden, he wants to be the DOD. All of a sudden, he wants to be the DOD guy. And let me show you what I'm talking about. Now, first and foremost, let's take a look at his relationship. All right, because look, this is what happens when you're in politics and you're going to be appointed to a position of power. You have a microscopic scrutiny of your life. Take a look at this. Hegseth brings mistress turned wife to a GOP prayer call in bid to saving his flailing nomination. And look, the reason I bring this up is because there is a sexual assault allegation and a report that was put out about Hegseth that is now resonating once again. And you see, it's not looking good when you're taking your mistress turned wife to a GOP prayer call in order to save your nomination as the defense secretary. It's not good. Like, I have nothing against Hegseth, but this is not what a defense secretary needs to have in his background. And moreover, I just don't think that Hegseth has the credibility to be able to run such a very sophisticated and very highly integral Defense Department. I don't think he has the clout. I don't think he has the respect of the people there. So, once again, speaking of the sexual allegation, all right, against Hegseth, let's talk about it for a second. Because, look, I think everybody is innocent until proven guilty. But, what's being alleged against Hegseth, and look, I don't want to bring up the police report, but apparently Hegseth met some woman at some woman Republican convention, and allegedly, I don't know, they got drunk. She didn't even like him, apparently, and somehow she ended up in his hotel room, and according to the report, she tried to get out of the room. He refused, and the next thing you know, he ejaculates on her stomach and tells her to clean it up and get out of here. So that's really the gist of the Hegseth rape allegation or sexual assault allegation. So when you have all that, I just don't think that this is going to be a winner here. I just don't think that's going to be a winner here at all. And somebody said these things happen. What the fuck does that mean? What does that mean, you sick fucks? All right. Anyway, you people are sick. I don't even know why I'm doing this with you fucking people. All right. Who's next? All right. We're talking about everybody. We talked about Pete Hegseth. Doesn't look like he may get approved. All right. He's got a bad rape case on him. Mistress turned wife. He's got cringy 4chan pole-like tattoos. Don't think it's going to happen. All right. So then again, more egg on the face of Trump, thinking that he had some mandate to just put in whatever unqualified loyalist idiot he thought he could see fit. Now we come to Pam Bondi. Now, Pam Bondi, very interesting pick in replacement of the Matt Gaetz pick here. And the reason I say that is because she's not too Second Amendment friendly. All right. And like I said at the beginning of the broadcast, I know I said it, but I'm being facetious. I am not glad that she is for red flag laws. I was just saying that because I don't like these fucking autists that listen to me, all right? I'm sorry. But here's her back in the day discussing about red flag laws and that sort of thing. Put the PC shot on. Take a look at this. Here it is, Pam Bondi. And this is very concerning to most of you Second Amendment folks out there.
Pam Bondi, Attorney General of Florida, and Mayor, thank you. I know you're going through a lot now. President, she was there that night with me. I think you were there with me until 3:30 in the morning when all these families were being notified, and it was horrific. So I know you've been through a lot, so thank you so much.
Sure, great job.
I have a couple issues that I'll wait, and do I want to talk about them now?
Talk
or
about them.
later?
You can talk.
Well, one, it addresses some of the things you said. In Florida, it's called the Baker Act, but it's our Civil Commitment Act, and it's weak. And it's about 1,000 pages long, and I've had my Solicitor General on it for 3 days now, working on it. We're rewriting it along with Governor Scott, who's
Good.
you're going to meet with him. He's going to
Good.
give you a ton of good information. We've been rewriting it, and we are going to bring in something called the Gun Violence Restraining Order. So if someone is civilly committed, typically you can hold them for up to 72 hours, but people are getting out within 24 hours, the majority of them. So what we want to do is let law enforcement come in and take the guns.
Good.
They're a danger to themselves
Which you can't
or
do right
others.
now.
Well, because without being adjudicated. So because they're a danger to themselves.
You want them to take the guns and
when they are
not go
committed.
through 6 months of legal trials and everything else,
Exactly.
which is-
But we
okay.
also have to give the mentally ill the due process in which they deserve, President. So what we're doing is they're going to be able to take the guns when they're taken into custody or into the hospital, and then when they're released, within 24 hours or 72 hours later, typically it's 24 hours, but law enforcement will have 72 hours to determine whether they should
I'd
give
buy
those guns
that
back,
for $1.
or they can go to a judge and say, Your Honor, please keep these guns. We feel this person is still a danger to himself or others, whether
So
they're
this
in or
would
out
not
of
have
custody.
worked the way it's currently constituted. This would not have worked with Cruz as it's currently constituted.
As it's currently written.
So you're going to make changes?
We're going to make changes. And one other thing we're doing about the reporting, President, which is huge, this is a big issue. We need a clearinghouse, and that's what we've all been discussing. And we have created, and several of my counterparts have done it around the country, but we're the biggest state doing it. It's an app, because kids now are on social media. And there were so many warning signs on Snapchat, on Twitter, on Instagram, and they were posting them, they were sending them, but to all different sources.
Now, are y'all hearing
We're going
this?
to have- and we just got it written in our House and Senate.
She wants a bill that any of you fucking try-hard shitlords that are out there that try to be, ultra edgy by saying shit that could potentially be interpreted as a threat by law enforcement, you can get your shit taken from you, all right? Even if it was a sarcastic joke, this is what we're talking about. Thanks, Trump!
Senate budget. It'll cost at least $500,000 a year to fund this. But what it does, kids, and so I met with 10 students, and they loved it. And they said, I'm empowering them. 3 of them are my graphic designers. They're going to design the icons. Some are going to name it. They're helping us with it. But it'll cost probably about $100,000 maximum to develop. That's all in our budget.
I'd buy
what
that
kids
for
can do now,
$1.
they can automatically send something that says, I'm going to buy a gun, just like Cruz was doing. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And one of the girls who I met with, one of the students, told me he had been doing this since middle school. He had bullied her, and she reported it. So it will they can instantly, and they can do it with anonymity. Put it in this app.
Good.
It'll go in the app, and it'll go to one clearinghouse.
There it is.
State law enforcement.
There it is. Hey, any of you people shit post some edgy shit, now you can send it through an app to a clearinghouse to make sure that it gets into law enforcement so they can raid your house, take your guns, and maybe give them back to you if they deem that you're not a fucking nutcase or a threat. So there you go. No due process. Due process is thrown out the window. No Second Amendment. No fucking human rights. Nothing. This is what y'all fucking elected.
In Florida.
Well, you mentioned the internet. We have to look at the internet because a lot of bad things are happening to young kids and young minds, and their minds are being formed. And we have to do something about maybe what they're seeing and how they're seeing it. And also video games. I'm hearing more and more people say the level of violence in video games is really shaping young people's thoughts. And then you go,
Trump, please do something about video games to trigger these stupid autists. Please do it. Oh, my God. Look, I don't like these red flag laws, but if it's going to target autists, I don't know. I could fucking swallow my fucking pride on that one. But please, I mean, fucking do something about video games. I mean, that would be fucking excellent. I would love to see these autists start punching themselves in the face, all right, because their video games can no longer be under their, I don't know, as violent or as sexual or whatever the case might be. All right, play it again.
Go the further step, and that's the movies. You see these movies, they're so violent.
And movies, too.
A kid is able to see the movie if sex isn't involved, but killing is involved. And maybe they have to put a rating system for that. And you get into a whole very complicated, very big deal. But the fact is that you are having movies come out that are so violent with the killing and everything else that maybe that's another thing we're going to have to discuss.
Another thing. No, I mean, this is what y'all voted in, all right? And by the way, this chick is the, at least appointed, the new top cop attorney general, Pam Bondi. All right, this broad right here, all right? That was her next to Trump talking about all that anti-Second Amendment stuff. She's going to be the damn attorney general, for Christ's sake. And on top of that, folks, all right, let's talk a little bit more about Pam Bondi here because, I don't know, maybe I think it should be said, all right, that she did let Jeffrey Epstein slide and critics blast Trump's latest corrupt cabinet pick. Now, I don't know if y'all know that the Jeffrey Epstein case, in which he got probation for sex trafficking minors, it was in Florida, and she was the attorney general of the state at that time. And as I just mentioned to you, Epstein got probation for sexually trafficking and pimping out minors, and this woman was at the pinnacle of it. All right? So once again, another correlation, another connection with Jeffrey Epstein and Trump, for heaven's sake. And cheers to the 727 caller. As a matter of fact, let me get to some of these Buy Me a Coffees and these Rumble rants. Tesla Cyberhard, how far did the DHS double dip your chip? Real funny. Jack is okay. She exerts more dominance than you. Menno Ray, so what? She's as hot as fuck, and I would give her my 10-inch short barrel rifle. Real funny, Menno Ray. And Tesla Cyberheart, Dad, stop catastrophizing. It's not good for your health. And Five Finger Prostate Punch, so anyone can abuse the app like divorcing parents fighting over kids. Yeah, give that woman more avenues to abuse the system. Very good point, Five Finger Prostate Punch. Jack is okay. In all seriousness, you were literally talking about PC gaming being the master race earlier. Yeah, I get it, dude, because PCs are better than console. If you have a console, you're poor, all right? Jesus fucking Christ. Can we get to, once again, the Buy Me a Coffees that came in? Put the PC shot on. We got Tretchman. What's going on? Just became a member of the True Capitalist Radio member chat. And by the way, the second card is already arriving to all the folks that are part of the True Capitalist Radio member chat. And if you want to be a part of it, all you got to do is go right now to buymeacoffee.com/GhostPolitics and join one of the tiers, baby. All right, I'm going to be in the True Capitalist Radio member chat room right after this broadcast, and we're going to be checking out I think we're going to be checking out the ball game, man. It's the Harbaugh Bowl. All right, the Harbaugh brothers, both which are coaches. One of them is a coach of the Chargers. The other one is the coach of the Ravens. It's going to be very interesting, all right? So once again, cheers to Tretchman to becoming a member of the True Capitalist Radio member chat. Cheers to you, man. And we got Jeffrey Gostein. Will you service my schmeckle? That's great. That's fucking great. That guy always he always does that shit. And we've got 727 caller. By the way, 727 caller goes all the way back to 2016. And he says, 727th episode. Cheers, and I hope you're doing well. Hey, the same to you, 727 caller. The same to you. I hope you're doing well as well, all right? So cheers, baby, cheers. Anyway, getting back. All right, she let Jeffrey Epstein slide. Critics blast Trump's latest corrupt cabinet pick for Attorney General Pam Bondi. And I just showed you that she ain't too friendly about the Second Amendment either. Now, funny that Epstein is brought back into the picture. I swear to God, we have somebody that is within the inner circle of Trump whose name is Epstein. I'm not kidding. I don't know if y'all heard about this today. It just barely came out right before I came on to the broadcast here. But take a look at this. Put the PC shot on. Trump's transition aide, Boris Epstein. I mean, are you kidding me? A Russian first name and Epstein is all right, never mind. Sparking internal strife over appointments. Now, for all those that don't know what this means that this guy, Boris Epstein, who is a part of the transition team of Donald Trump, has been accused by former Missouri Governor Eric Greitens, I think that's how you pronounce his name, for allegedly trying to solicit cash in order for Eric Greitens to get a position in the cabinet of the Trump transition team. Now, this is a sworn submitted statement, and apparently Trump's administration, or I should say Trump's team, is looking into it, quote unquote. But why am I not surprised? Why am I not surprised? The grifting Donald Trump, who sells everything from Bibles to Trump NFTs to Trump guitars here recently, why am I not surprised that he is using somebody by the name of Epstein, of all fucking names, to solicit money in order to get a position in the cabinet? Unfucking believable. Maga, by the way, right? Maga! And that's why I'm telling you, all you folks that are out there that held water for Trump, you didn't even know why you were doing it. You didn't even know what you were voting for. I tried to tell you, morons, but like the just like most folks that have been submitted to so much coercion. Yuri Bezmenov, a former Soviet KGB mind operative, once said that demoralization, when you're at the point of demoralization, you could show people proof. You could show them pictures. You could show them actual evidence contradicting what these people believe, and they will not believe you. And that's where we're at right now in America. I have showed you all the contradictions that are within the Trump administration and Trump himself. I tried to tell you throughout the whole goddamn 2024 election cycle. And did anybody listen? No, they did not. No, they did not. And now y'all have egg on your face, all right? You've got the stain of being a manipulated loser, all right, all over your fucking stupid little feeble feminine body. Unbelievable. Anyway, five-finger prostate punch, still haven't gotten the first one. And belligerent Brian, bro, you literally... shut up, asshole.
That for $1.
And hold on, we got Haywood. Are you a part of the transition team? You're really good at transitioning people. Yeah, fuck you, asshole, all right? All right, fuck you. You're the kind of person that takes a piss in a goddamn fishbowl because you're too goddamn drunk or lazy to get to the damn commode, you stupid son of a bitch. All right? Piece of crap. Anyway, once again, Boris Epstein, once again, trying to solicit some kind of payment in order for somebody to become a part of the Trump cabinet. All right? So there you go. This is what y'all voted in here, man. This is a MAGA, right? That's what y'all voted in here. Unfucking believable. And look, we don't know what the hell's going to happen. All right? A lot of the things that Trump has said and has advocated on the campaign trail when it comes to his economic policy, for instance, he has thrown shit at a wall and sees what sticks. We don't know what the hell he's going to do. But I'll tell you this right now, because he's talking a lot about tariffs, now you've got a running list of companies that are prepared to raise prices if Trump initiates this tariff trade plan. And folks, as I stated on the last broadcast, I don't know what Trump is going to do, but everything that he's advocated is going to accelerate inflation, which is what he ran against. Remember? He accused Joe Biden and Kamala Harris causing the inflation, when in actuality, it was him. It was him spending more than all the presidents before him combined in one term and putting that on the United States debt. And on top of which, the Federal Reserve turning the goddamn money machine on during COVID. That's why we are seeing inflation. That's why. And all these economic policies that he is advocating, they are going to increase the price of everything. I told you on the last broadcast. Now you've got folks that are in corporations that are saying that's exactly what's going to happen. That's exactly what's going to happen. AutoZone says they're going to raise their prices if this economic policy of Trump is going to be enacted. Columbia Sportswear is going to raise their prices. Stanley Black & Decker is going to raise their prices. Walmart is going to raise their prices. Let me tell you something, folks. I said this on the last broadcast. If you did not hear it, go to the archive and listen to it again. I outlined that this was going to happen, and now you've got the folks that are producers and distributors and wholesalers saying exactly that. Saying exactly that, folks. And look, it isn't just me. Didn't I tell you about farmers? Didn't I say that by us raising tariffs on the rest of the world, that they're going to try to raise tariffs on us, particularly our farmers, because that's the only thing that we produce that the world actually wants. All right, our agriculture and livestock. Take a look at this. Put the PC shot on. All right, aside from the situation that we have when it comes to the exports, remember, we've got a border policy, immigration policy by Trump that's supposedly going to round up all the illegal immigrants. Well, take a look at this. U.S. farm groups want Trump to spare their workers from deportation. All right? Because that's an economic policy that's going to affect our food. Aside from the tariffs that we're going to assert and that are going to be asserted on our producers of livestock and agriculture, the immigration policy is going to cause a major situation, and the farmers are out there trying to let it be known. Farm industry warns Trump's deportation plans could upend the food supply. Nearly half of U.S. farm workers lack legal status. You hear that? Nearly half of U.S. farm workers lack legal status. Farmers seek to expand legal pathways for agricultural laborers. Now, I'll tell you something right now. Mark my word. Trump will compromise on this issue. All right? All right? Put it down right now. Prognostication, Trump will bow down and cower to the farmers. He will absolutely do it. You know what Trump is really going to do? He's just going to take out all the documented criminals that are undocumented. The documented criminals that are undocumented citizens. He's going to eject those pieces of shit, which I have no problem with. All right? Take out the crap. He's not going to touch these people that are being productive in society. And if he does that, he ruins the country. When you've got more than half of U.S. farm workers lacking legal status, who's going to take over? You fucking autistic assholes? You don't even clean your fucking room. You don't even do fucking exercise to get your beefy tit fucking barrel ass body into shape. And you're going to go out there and be a part of this workforce? No, you're fucking not. So mark my words. All right, mark my words. Trump will cower on this issue. All right? Mark my words, Trump will cower on this issue. Just saying. Anyway, belligerent Brian, fuck you and your feet pics, and Ghost has a loose ass, fuck you too with that Rumble rant, all right? Anyway, we got a lot of people seething right now, and you know what, boy? I don't blame you, boy. I don't blame you. And guess who's against the deportation, the use of military, mind you, in form of deportations? None other than Rand Paul. Rand Paul opposes Trump talk of using military in deportations. All right? And the reason he's against it is because what's for the military to turn their guns on the United States citizens? I mean, Rand Paul believes that, hey, look, if we're going to deport these people, let's use the Border Patrol, let's use Customs, let's use FBI, let's use law enforcement that has the ability to do these things to do it. We do not need the military. Because you see, at least with these agencies that I just mentioned, you know, the Customs, the Border Patrol, the ICE, FBI, they fall under the jurisdiction of the Constitution. The military does not. There is no due process with the military. So Rand Paul is actually a voice of adult reason on the right when it comes to this issue. Is a voice of adult reason. And look, all of a sudden, look, people are getting upset. I'm telling you, and I told you throughout this whole election cycle, Trump is not going to eject millions of people, all right? He's going to throw out a few thousand people who are a part of the fucking MS-13 or that Venezuelan gang, you know, Mama La Chocho or whatever the fuck it's called. And that's about it. He ain't going to take the goddamn workers off of the livestock and agricultural farms. He ain't going to do that shit. And when he doesn't do it, I want you all to shut up and look at your stupid panty-waist selves in the mirror and realize it's because of your lazy asses. Because Americans don't want to fucking work these jobs. They think they're above that kind of labor, and that's why we're in this position. All right? And anybody who disagrees with me, you're probably the fucking piece of unproductive crap that I'm talking about. All right? Jesus Christ. And shut up, Eskerman, all right? Give me a fucking break. Nobody cares about what you have to say. You're from Australia, for Christ's sake, all right? Who cares what the hell you have to say? I wouldn't take a dirty diarrhea shit in Australia. All right, you kangaroo banging jag-off? Jesus Christ. Anyway, another thing that Trump is planning on doing, which is going to be very interesting, he's going to expel all transgenders from the military. And believe it or not, can you believe this? 15,000 personnel fall under the category of transgendered? What the fuck? Are you kidding me? What a great way of somewhat depleting our military base in the middle of fucking almost World War III. And look, I've always said, I'm not against transgenders in the military. I'm not against anybody fighting in the military. I mean, if you're going to fight for our country, by all means, all right? I'm not against any of these folks. I think that if we're going to do anything with transgenders, we should reallocate them outside of maybe combat. We should put them as an interrogation force. And I've said it, and I'm going to say it again. All right? We should be using transgenders as a tranny battalion to interrogate people like Khalid Sheikh Mohammed and fucking, Muslim terrorists and shit. I'm not fucking around. All right? Just imagine. All right, these goddamn Arabs that are scared shitless. The Kurds, they have an all-woman brigade that actually fights Arab terrorists in a combat situation, and these Arab terrorists are scared shitless. They're scared shitless to be killed by a woman because they believe that they're going to go to hell. Well, just imagine being interrogated by a goddamn transgendered boy. Are you kidding me? And we should have transgenders do whatever the hell they want to that fucking interrogation subject. All right? I mean, even if it means, some kind of, I don't know, sexual torture. I'm not joking around. And look, I've already thought about this. I know everybody's like, Ghost, that's against this, that's against that. No, it isn't. Because you see, this doesn't break the Geneva Convention. This doesn't break the Geneva Convention because of the Geneva Convention. It doesn't define transgenders. It doesn't define transgenders in the Geneva Convention. So we could legally torture our enemies with transgenders with like 9.5 schlongs, all right? And completely psychologically mess up these people. And look, we throw them back out there. We throw them back out there so these Arabs can talk to their other terrorists and be like, oh my God, you don't want to be taken alive. You don't understand. They had a transgender. He poked me in my poo-poo. Yeah, just imagine. I'm going to go to hell now. I'm going to go to hell. Oh, my God. I'm just saying. I'm sorry. I'm saying. I'm just saying.
I'd buy that for $1.
I'm just fucking saying here. We're just gonna kick these people out and shit. Come on, man. All right? Put the PC shot on. And fuck you, Haywood, saying that I'm good at transitioning people, all right? And Haywood, we could starve our enemies out because they're too retarded to produce food adequately for their population. We'll carry on in TCR chat. And we've got Kitsu. Hey, so Trump is intending to pass a 25% tariff on Mexican and Canadian products. I'm sure this will have a negative effect on Canada since their only import and export economy where most of their shit they get is from us. Mexico, it produces a lot of car parts and things for agricultural sectors like tractors, replacement parts for those tractors, and various types of tools and machinery. I mean, you're preaching to the choir here there, Kitsu. I mean, but you try to explain that to these feeble-minded idiots who, if you put them and their families together that are getting together for goddamn Thanksgiving, they might have enough intelligence to tie their shoe. All right? Try explaining that to these pricks. All right, and here he is, put the PC shot on, Trump saying that, 25% on all products, coming in from Mexico and Canada. So as I stated, all right, we're going to see prices go up. If you voted in Trump thinking that prices are going to go down, every economic policy that he's advocated is going to throw prices up. It's going to throw prices up. And this is yet another policy that's going to do just that. Unfucking believable. But then again, trying to explain that to you people is like, trying to explain rocket science to a tard. Anyway, let's just go ahead and transition, all right, no pun intended, into some of the international stuff, because I think the international stuff is very important, particularly foreign policy. Because remember, Trump, for whatever reason, has Putin's schlong in his mouth playing the flesh flute. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. But now that the folks in the international community are guesstimating that we are going to pull back from Ukraine and try to have a different type of relationship with Russia, the EU and NATO ain't fucking around. Ain't fucking around. Take a look at this. Top NATO official calls business leaders to prepare for wartime scenario. So that means that wartime scenario means allocation of resources are going to be dictated by the state in order to produce weapons of war, machines of war. Okay? So that's the top NATO official telling business leaders to prepare for a wartime scenario. And this is all because many of these folks believe that we're going to pull out from Ukraine and we're going to leave everybody over there with their pricks in their hands. And now you have a more aggressive approach by NATO and EU leaders because of this. So thanks, Trump. Now, I know what many of you are saying. You're saying, oh, Ghost, you're just telling the business leaders. This is just for show. Nothing's going to happen. Nothing ever happens. Oh, yeah? Well, take a look at this.
I'd buy that.
Take a look at this. All right, and I'll get to you in a minute there, Art Hammond. All right, take a look at this. There's actually talk now. Take a look at this. Put the PC shot on. UK and France in talks to deploy troops to Ukraine over fear of U.S. removing support. So, I mean, dude, it's not going to be a good scenario. Even if we pull back, all right? Even if we do what Trump wants to do and pull back and give fucking Putin whatever he wants, these Europeans know that he is not going to be able to fucking... these Europeans, they're not going to stop him. They have to stop him before he gets started. All right? They got to stop him before he gets started. And that's exactly what's happening right now. UK and France are not bullshitting around. They're in talks of deploying troops in Ukraine. Now, this puts a whole other dynamic into the war, because that means that the war... This is World War III. You know what I mean? This is fucking World War III, for Christ's sake. Now, maybe the United States doesn't get dragged into it in the beginning, but I'll tell you this right now. At some point, if Russia continues going west and continues to go beyond Ukraine and goes into Eastern Europe and so forth, it will embolden the optical institution that is the BRICS international institution. It will forcefully turn that into a military and economic cooperating entity. All right? And they will multilaterally consider attacking the United States. Because as I've stated, folks, the world doesn't like us. They fear us. They fear us. And if we're going to continue to take this approach of being pussyfooting around, much like we have been with Russia for the past 20 years, then we risk all-out, complete lack of credibility when it comes to the international institutions and our partners. So, a lot of things going very, very awry out here, no pun intended. But we shall see where the chips fall. I mean, look, Putin said that if there was any United States, any kind of long-range missiles that were used within Russian borders, that Russia was going to use nukes. Well, I told you that was a bunch of crap. I told you it was all talk. Because, by the way, that ballistic missile, so-called ballistic missile hit that they did, what was it, about a week ago? That was purely for show. Purely for fucking show. Because if you want my opinion, and there's a lot of folks that are in the military that are a part of the True Capitalist Radio chat room, I mean, we've come to the assessment that that was nothing more than empty shells with some kind of a tracer on it. All right? Because it had limited range, a limited radius of damage, and it was all to shock and awe the people. All right, because we were waiting for nukes. All right, we were waiting for nukes out here. And by the way, this was not an ICBM, an intercontinental ballistic missile. Many folks in the True Capitalist Radio chat room and the Inner Circle have assessed that it's more than likely a weapon from Iran that isn't necessarily a long-range missile. It is a mid-range missile. And it wasn't tipped with any kind of nuclear or even high detonation material because of the limited amount of radius of damage. So this was purely to shock and awe the populations. All right, this is pure psychological warfare by Russia because we're still waiting. We're still waiting for the nukes, baby. Because they ain't going to do them. It ain't going to happen. All right, it is not going to happen. Now, because we are continuously, as a matter of fact, I don't know if you've been seeing, Joe Biden is allowing all kinds of United States weapons that can reach deep inside of Russia. I mean, he is okay in almost everything. So instead of Russia, even though it claimed it's going to use nukes, and it's not, it's going to counter it. Russia is going to counter it by what? Deploying missiles to Asia. Deploying missiles to Asia. So you've got Russia trying to play the game we're playing with Ukraine. Now, who the hell would they arm precisely in Asia? Well, North Korea. Well, because they have a defense pact. Remember, North Korea has given them all kinds of men, which, by the way, are all getting addicted to porn, by the way. Did y'all hear about that? I think I talked about that in the last broadcast. They're all getting addicted to porn. So, I mean, this is what's going to happen here. All right? I mean, North Korea is getting Russian missiles. Now, I'll be honest with you folks, all right? I don't think that China is really in favor of this at all. I don't think China is in favor of this at all. And by the way, there's a lot of assessment that suggests this. Take a look at this. China unnerved by Russia's growing ties with North Korea. And the reason is because now that you've got Putin having this weird pact with Little Kim and exchanging not just men, not just military armaments, but now ICBMs, I mean, that threatens the whole entire region, which doesn't put China in a very good position. So as I stated, even though you've got Xi Jinping and Vladimir Putin meeting all the time, it's pure optics. All right? Because China is not going to help Russia when Russia invaded Ukraine with the intention of imperialism, with intention of taking it over and taking control of its natural resources. Why the fuck would China help Putin with that? And Little Kim, on the other hand, I mean, it's always been dependent on China. This is what really makes this situation very bizarre. Because typically, Little Kim is beholden to China because China is what keeps it fucking fed. I mean, it gives them, I would say, humanitarian aid, I guess. And it's the only thing that gives it money. Now that it's made this deal with Russia, it puts Little Kim on a different level. It gives him another stream of income. And it kind of proves, or at least it's going to try to prove, that its military is a fighting mechanism, which I don't know if that remains to be seen. But once again, China is not down with what Putin has done in the region. And now that they're going to send missiles to the region, not good. Not good for China. And it's very interesting to see what the hell China's going to do. All right? Because China, it's in a desperate situation. Now, Trump has said that he wants to put 60% tariffs on all exports coming in from China, or imports coming in from China, I should say. Now, I think that is possibly a negotiating chip, in my opinion, because word is China is actually in contact with Elon Musk to act as a conduit to Trump, seeking to ward off harsh policies. All right? Now, there has to be a deal done by the Chinese that is comparable to America. I mean, I understand there's going to be an imbalanced trade deal, but one of the reasons why I voted for Trump in 2016 was because he addressed the unbelievable imbalance of trade when it came to China. I mean, back when Trump was running for president in 2016, China, we had a $600 billion annual deficit in trade with China? 600, I think it was a little more than 600. 600 billion, all right, in deficit trade with China. That's why China is building all these techno buildings and all this bullshit. We're paying for it. Now, because Trump did assert tariffs, and when Joe Biden came along, he doubled down on those tariffs, and on top of which attempted to slowly decouple United States business from China, China's in a very desperate situation. It's got to find buyers for its crap. And they're realizing that no matter who they solicit across the world, nobody is going to consume the amount of cheap Chinese crap than the American citizens. And they're finding that their GDP growth is now bleeding. It's hemorrhaging in growth because it can't sell products in the quantities that it did before tariffs, before the decoupling of the United States and China, before all that stuff. So now you got China trying to get to Elon Musk in hopes of him being a conduit to stop this shit, and then hopefully China can come back. And by the way, aside from China going to Musk and asking him to be a conduit to Trump, take a look at what the goddamn foreign minister of China was saying to the EU here recently. Take a look at this. China and the EU are not adversaries, says Chinese foreign minister. So these are signals, in my personal opinion, that the Chinese absolutely do not want war. And they're trying to save face. Remember, I've told you this about the Chinese. They're a death before dishonor type of people. As a matter of fact, most of folks in Asia are like that. So they're trying to save face while at the same time bring together an agreement that can bring things to somewhat back to normal economically. All right, somewhat back to normal economically. So, once again, I mean, China at this point seems as if that they don't want trouble. All right, they're sending a lot of signals out there that they don't want trouble. All right, with both the United States and the EU. All right, now why the fuck do they not want trouble? Well, because they believe, and this is right out of the Chinese news here, Russia's economic isolation seen benefiting China amid fresh U.S. sanctions. While trade between China and Russia may be affected in the short term, Beijing's leveraging of power in future negotiations is getting stronger. So, now you got China utilizing the isolation of Russia as a bargaining chip in order for the United States to go back to the old days of trading with China in the quantities that it was used to. So that's what we have going on here. That's why China is playing the long game right now. As a matter of fact, China is looking very favorable in the international stage after the election of Donald Trump. Which is not good, by the way, which is not good. But I can tell you right now, China is sending us signals that they don't want none. And hopefully, if Trump, he's the art of the deal guy, right? Hopefully he can come up with a deal or some shit. Because let me tell you something, China, and I've been telling you this, they have been injecting their goddamn economy and banking system with fiat currency like it's going out of style. I mean, their money machine go burr is going overtime. I've been telling you they've been injecting billions and billions and hundreds of billions into the economy to no avail. Well, they just injected another 124 billion into their banking system yet again. So the money machine go burr over there in China, and let me tell you, they can't keep sustaining this. So that's why they're in a desperate situation. They have to come up with an economic deal with the United States and the EU in order for them to continue their economic growth expectations. So once again, China not looking like it wants to be that boisterous in its opposition to the United States. Now, of course, China has to save face a little bit. So what did they do? They sent one of those fucking spy balloons or some shit over Taiwan. All right, that's what they did. So, they got to save face. They got to save face a little bit. I mean, this is politics. This is international relations. What did I tell you international relations is? A professor that taught me international relations, a person that was in many different administrations writing foreign policy, defined international relations as the following. All right? International relations is this. Every country has a gun to each other's heads in a Mexican standoff. And every country is talking to each other in diplomacy in order for us or anyone else to shoot those guns at each other's heads, you know? Like America's got a gun to the head of China and Russia, and China and Russia's got a gun to, hey, don't do it, or I'm going to pull the trigger, or the UK's going to pull the trigger on you, and that's all this is. The world is in a constant state of anarchy. So all you anarchists that are out there trying to promote anarchy, that's what international relations is. There's no constant. All right? It's an anarchic chain of events that happen based upon people's actions and circumstance. And this is the kind of shit that you play. This is the kind of cloak and dagger games you play. I mean, even though you have China showing that they want to have some kind of economic agreement with America and showing a little bit of a dovish type of stance when it comes to its military belligerency, they're still trying to show that, hey, look, we'll still send a fucking balloon to Taiwan. You know what I mean? Anyway, once again, that's China. That's China. Now, I've got a few more stories I gotta tell here. Now, what's China's biggest investment in the region out there? Pakistan. All right? And I've told you, watch Pakistan, because there's been a lot of Chinese engineers and other folks that are out there that are trying to build the Pakistan-Chinese economic corridor and the Belt Road Initiative plans. And they have been hit up by constant attacks by the Balakistani separatist movement, by the Al-Qaeda, by TTP, which is the Tariqi Taliban. But what did I tell you also? Watch these folks that are Imran Khan supporters. Now, for all those that don't know, the last prime minister, Imran Khan, was a populist, much like Donald Trump was here. He was a cricket player. He took control of the prime ministership and was a complete corrupt piece of crap. And once he no longer was prime minister, they threw him in jail. And, kind of a similar situation happened in Pakistan. You know, they had their January 6th. The Pakistanis went and took over parliament. They tried to take over the presidential palace, the whole 9 yards. Well, now we're starting to see that violence kick up once again, like 3 or 4 years later. Take a look at this. Pakistan protests turned violent as officer killed, dozens of people injured. Why? Because of Imran Khan and their supporters. All right? Imran Khan. Read into Imran Khan. All right? Because he went against the very fabric of institutional Pakistan, and as a result, it didn't work out for him. And as he was doing it, they found that, when you're trying to attain power and you've got the ability to do things, you're gonna do some corrupt shit. You're gonna do some things. They found that Imran Khan did do some corrupt shit, and as a result, he's in jail, and his fucking followers ain't too happy about it. Now, what does this have to do with China? Well, China has had enough. And I told you all, didn't I prognosticate that China at some point will actually put boots on the ground in Pakistan? All right, at the agreement of the Pakistani Authority. Well, take a look at this, boy. Take a look at this. Beijing pushes to join security efforts for citizens in Pakistan. Yes, that's right. The prognosticator of prognosticators strikes again. I told you this was coming. I told you that if I was Xi Jinping, instead of trying to challenge a nation state in some kind of wartime belligerence, I said that I would go and use Chinese military in order to suppress the Al-Qaeda, the TTP, Tariqi Taliban outfit, and the Balakistanis to prevent them, quash them from stopping the Chinese-Pakistan Economic Corridor and the Belt Road Initiative. All right? So there you go, folks. Once again, I know foreign policy, baby, all right? Prognosticator, a prognosticator strikes again, all right? Huh? God damn, I'm good at this game. I'm just so good at this game, baby. All right, I'm so good. Anyway, aside from that, they're actually talking about this in Chinese media as well. Take a look at this. It takes a little while to load because this is out of China. This is out of thinkchina.sg, protecting Chinese workers in Pakistan should the People's Liberation Army intervene. So they're already putting feelers out there with the population of China with articles like this. And I think that we're going to see, in my personal opinion, Chinese boots on the ground. I've been prognosticating this for about 8 months. And it's finally coming to pass, baby. All right? It's finally coming to pass, baby. And by the way, Kits does a flip with a Rumble rant. What does this have to do with Greenland? I don't know what the hell that's supposed to mean. But once again, the prognosticator of prognosticators strikes again, baby. And five-finger prostate punch, easy to call China is an economic sinking boat. Of course, they were going to protect their investments. Yeah, thank you, Johnny Come Lately, dude. I've been saying this for a minute. All right, thank you, Johnny Come Lately. Do you want your star in your fucking forehead so you can pretend that you're smart, you fucking prick? Anyway, Art Hammond figured I'd bring this up, but apparently Blog Talk Radio is shutting down January 2025. I guess this is an end of an era, but the writing was on the wall considering the fact Spreaker bought it in 2017, and the quality hasn't improved ever since. Might as well get all the True Capitalist Radio episodes archived ASAP. Well, we got them, baby. All right, we got them. We may do something with them. I don't know. Anyway, thank you, Art Hammond. Anyway, look, I've been giving you guys the 411 on what the hell's going on here. Let me go ahead and round this up. Let me wind this down, I should say. Now, I don't know if y'all heard. Let's talk a little bit about Israel. Israel cabinet is actually going to vote on a ceasefire with Hezbollah after Netanyahu approves in principle. Now, the reason Netanyahu has to approve is because he is not very liked right now. There was an attempt at some kind of coup here recently that wasn't really publicized. I talked about it a little bit on the last broadcast, how the defense minister has come out and chastised Netanyahu, and he doesn't have the political capital to continue this perpetual war that Netanyahu has asserted. And that's why you're having a little bit of back down from Netanyahu in order to save his political hide at home. Now, whether or not this is going to stand, who knows? Because remember, Israel did do some pretty hardcore operations on Hezbollah, and I certainly doubt that Hezbollah, I should say, is going to forget that shit. All right? I doubt that they're going to forget that shit. So let's see if this ceasefire actually holds water in any capacity. But speaking of Israel, a lot of bad things are happening in Israel. Did y'all hear about, I think I talked about it on the last show, you've got folks in Europe that are going and utilizing soccer as a reason to go and bash and beat Israelis or Jewish people in Europe. All right. The Netherlands have come out and said they're against it. They're trying to stop the perpetrators of that. This is happening right now all over Europe. And they're utilizing soccer as a guise in order to attack Jews. Now, folks, this is now extended into the Arab world. I don't know if you heard, but the UAE, the United Arab Emirates, there was a rabbi living out there, and he went missing. Well, take a look at this. Missing Israel rabbi found murdered in the UAE. Netanyahu vows revenge on the killers. Now, I don't know what the hell that's supposed to mean, because the UAE is supposed to be at least somewhat favorable to a civilized society in relation to coexisting with Israel. I don't know if this is going to put the kibosh on that, but the fact that you've got Netanyahu vowing revenge, I mean, who the fuck knows what's going to happen here? I mean, come on, man. Come on. And look, people are saying based. You anti-Semitic pricks. Oh, my God. And speaking of Jews, did you hear about Ivanka Trump? Take a look at this. When they heard about that rabbi getting murdered in the UAE, take a look at this. Kushner and Ivanka Trump mourn murdered rabbi and donate $1 million to the UAE Jewish community. Hey, all you MAGA people, I don't know why you're all anti-Semitic. I mean, Trump is practically Jewish. I'm just saying. Rabbi Kogan's work in partnership with the bold and positive vision of the Emirati government has been shining light in the world and a strong counter to the history of division, Kushner wrote. So there you go. All right, there you go. And Five Finger Prostate Punch, I've been nice to you and stopped trolling you, and you are throwing your abuse at me. What the fuck? Look, I'm sorry for being an asshole. Can we just move past this already? Well, you can't do that. You know, you're defined by your past, all right? Just ask Winston fucked up Fujimori. But anyway, there you go. All right, that, I mean, do I have anything? I think that's pretty much it, all right? I was going to talk about Iran. I guess I should talk about Iran, I guess. I mean, for all those that don't know, Iran, the Ayatollah, not doing very well, all right? He's not doing very well. Take a look at this. Iran Supreme Leader Ayatollah is in a coma, and he decided that he is going to anoint his son as the next Ayatollah, all right? So this is where we're at. And by the way, Iran is still planning a, quote, attack on Israel. I mean, they fucking say that all the fucking time, and they throw whatever bottle rockets.
For $1.
Whatever bottle rockets. And wait a minute, Kamala Harris? What the fuck? Anyway, once again, they're still threatening that they're going to attack Israel. Even though the Ayatollah is in a coma, and this guy, I don't know if he did or the clerics, I don't know, anointed his son. And I think the Ayatollah dying could be a pivotal point of allowing the people to take control of their country. And don't get me wrong, I still have a lot of emphasis on Iran, and I hear that the Trump administration has a lot of emphasis on Iran too. So if we use American military assets to take out Iran, I'm not going to be complaining, all right? Long live those in the 2009 Green Revolution that laid down their lives to take this fucking piece of shit out of power. All right, and that's all I got to say about that shit, all right? That's all I got to say about that. Anyway, hold on. Fucking Kamala Harris. Yo, Ghosty, hope your day's been bussin'. Like, I imagine you probably hit that grind set as hard as fuck this morning, sipping on some Smegmatier brew and scrolling the timeline for low-key takes to roast. I bet you smashed the mid-afternoon vibes, though. Maybe hit the gym or went full alpha mode getting things done. Anyway, keep slaying, stay woke, but not too woke, you know. And remember, if it ain't based, it ain't wasted. All right, great. Thank you very much. All right, look, let me get to totally useless news here. All right, let me just get to some totally useless news, and let me get the hell out of here. I've already been on here for about 2 hours anyway. Did y'all take a look at this? Take a look at this. How the happiest people spend their weekends, they treat them like it's a vacation. It's like a vacation. I like to think that I spend every day of my life like it's a vacation, but, you know, I mean, you can't do that every day. And I mean, sometimes you're going to get, you know, you're going to get a little disappointed if you attempt to do that. You know, I'm just saying. But if you take your weekends and treat it like a vacation, I can attest to this. I mean, you all know me and my Saturdays and my weekends and the sports and all that shit. You all know. And it really means a lot to me, and I like to think that it aids in me, I would say, staying young at heart. You know, maybe staying a little younger. I don't know, not much younger, you know, in the looks department. You know, shit like that. So, you know, everybody out there should consider, you know, the next weekend that you have. Consider it like a vacation. Treat it like a vacation. You know what I'm saying? And let me go ahead and get to another totally useless news segment. Did you know that our brains, human brains, are hardwired for simplicity? Take a look at this. The simple truth, why our brains love taking shortcuts. Well, all you got to do is observe some of these tards that follow me on Twitter, or some of these jerk-offs that are flapping their fat Cheeto-stained fingers on the keyboard talking shit. All right, observe their shit. Observe the simplicity in these pricks. And I guarantee you'll learn a thing or two about a thing or two. I'll tell you that right goddamn now. Anyway, we're programmed to be simplistic, mindless morons. So it all makes sense why everybody wants to live like that goddamn Toys R Us kid fucking jingle. I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Great. And speaking of simple-minded, we got Winston Fujimori. Did you ever talk about the German government collapsing? Do you think it will allow for the nationalist AfD party to come to power? Time to boot out all the Arabs and sub-Saharans. All right, whatever, you idiot. You're fucking half Arab yourself, you idiot. Jesus Christ. Why is everybody that claims to be some white nationalist Nazi LARPer always ethnic? What the fuck is up with that shit? All right? Dude, I mean, no offense, Winston, you look like Khalid Sheikh Mohammed the college years, and you're out here talking crap? Oh, God. All right, I've had enough. I've had enough, for Christ's sake. Anyway, that concludes the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. I want to say cheers to everybody out there who is listening to the broadcast. I am going to go into the True Capitalist Radio chat room after this broadcast. I'm going to go have a smoke or something. You know, fucking crack open a drink or some shit. But I'll be there in about 20 or 30 minutes. If you want to come kick back with us and discuss some things, watch the game, go to buymeacoffee.com/GhostPolitics and consider becoming a member. Like I said, every member gets a free, exclusive TCR member trading card. And the second one went out this week. The third one is in printing. And we're going to continue on. I mean, just for being a part of the True Capitalist Radio member chat. No trolls. No trolls, by the way. Serious conversation. And if you want to do something with your life, if you want to have some, decent feedback, if you want to be around people that are business owners, you want to be around people that are respectable members of their society, you need some fucking help on something, True Capitalist Radio chat room. I guarantee you right now, every one of them are making lots of money on the few things that we discuss on a financial basis. Everybody who bought in to Cardano is heel kicking, baby. All right? All right? Everybody who bought Cardano is heel kicking, baby. All right? Anyway, Five Finger Prostate Punch, can you verify? Well, I'll see what I can do there, Five Finger Prostate Punch. And Lazy Dude, open up the Ghost Report chat. No. How about that? How about no? Anyway, folks, speaking of which, my official website, which we're probably thinking about revamping, by the way, ghost.report. Type that in your browser right now, ghost.report. And also, if you haven't done so, add me on X or Twitter or whatever the hell its name is, all right? Put the PC shot on. Here it is right here. The Ghost Report. All one word, no underscores. The Ghost Report. On X or Twitter. All right? You'll be the first one to figure out if I'm going to do a spontaneous show or if I do an X Spaces. All right? So make sure to, take a look at X. If you're a fucking liberal that's getting triggered and shit, get over it. All right? X is not a bad product. Even though I'm critical of Elon Musk and I think that he is the biggest con man since Barnum and Bailey, I do like this product. All right? I do like Twitter, X. So follow me on there, all right, man? Cheers to you. And we got Five Finger Prostate Punch. That's a no. That's not a no, dude. That's not a no. And V bought us with a $10 Rumble rant, man. Cheers to you, man. And thank you for listening there, V bought us. And actually, Enemy Extremist, you didn't answer my question. You didn't talk about it. Listen, I'll talk about it later. There's other things that we got to deal with, all right? Winston fucked up Fujimori. Jesus Christ, this guy's worried about Germany over here. This guy lives in America. The fuck out of here, for Christ's sake, all right? I'm looking to see what the hell happens, all right? It's an ever-evolving event. Jesus Christ. Anyway, fuck all you people that are... As a matter of fact, all you shit talkers, all you autists, stop listening to this show, all right? All you shit talkers, all you autists, do not listen to this show. Get the fuck out of here and go watch... Cocomon or whatever the fuck that stupid retarded goddamn show is, you stupid dumb tards. Get out! Get the hell out! Anyway, I guess I'm going to do a ghost show this Thanksgiving night. Probably going to be around 8 or 9-ish Thanksgiving night. And it's going to be family entertainment. So make sure to get the fam, get everybody around the table, and listen to the ghost show. All right, listen to the ghost show. Thanksgiving night, baby. I'm not joking around. Thanksgiving night, 8-ish, 9-ish p.m. Central Standard Time. And I hope that, we can steal the night on a Thanksgiving night, baby, the Ghost Show style, and celebrate not only Thanksgiving, but Black Baller Friday, baby. Anyway, thank you all for tuning in with me. Until next time, which is going to be this Thanksgiving, mark it on your calendar, The Ghost Show. And by the way, The Ghost Show is internet tomfoolery. All right, it's not, kind of serious like this broadcast. If you want to be serious, enter the True Capitalist Radio member chat. You will thank me for it. I'm not joking around. Anyway, until then, I'm out of here.